What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Good evening. I'm just using this as an excuse to let you know that I intend to be live with you tomorrow, inshallah. I was going to do it today, but today turned out to be a lot busier than I anticipated. And given the hour that it is right now, it's about 7:30-ish my time. So it's the middle of the week, and as I tell you, I'm always trying to be considerate of your time. So inshallah, we're going to be live tomorrow, and we have a lot to talk about. I also would love for you to make some notes of some things that you would like to discuss in the live. It may be something I hadn't thought about or gotten any inspiration on. So I always love when you guys bring up anything, quite frankly. It just adds to the pot of knowledge and discussion in our lives. So what I'm doing is using this as an excuse to announce that to you, but I'm also linking this video because it is really fantastic. Because I went on and gave such a critique about the non-halftime that was the Super Bowl with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and crew. This video that I'm linking is perfect to illustrate the critiques that I was talking about. This happens to be an on the field, behind the scenes footage of the J-Lo and Shakira piece. And it's exactly everything that I was trying to bring to light for you as it relates to production and the whole entertainment value, lighting, costuming, smoke, wind, camera, the lack of a choreographer working with the director of photography and the engineer to call the shots. There was no drama to the show. Nothing happened. So this gives you an opportunity to see a lot of things. I want you to be noticing how they're switching out crews of dancers. I want you to be noticing how you'll see. I've told you guys in other productions about other things, how these cameras that they have now, that they carry, these big cameras, and you'll have that guy doing the filming, and these cameras are so advanced that you could be doing jumping jacks, and the footage is so smooth you have no idea the person is doing jumping jacks. I mean, they're that advanced. But there's always that guy behind him that carries the cable. And also, that camera guy is free to move around backwards and forward and side to side. He only has to worry about his shot. He does not have to worry about his movement because the guy with the cable is also his guide. He's watching to make sure they don't trip over something, or they don't miss a step, or they fall down a ravine or something. That's all here. And so you get a chance to see how the dancers are switching out, how the camera angles are moving. Also, I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys, but those sweeping cameras that come across on cables in the sky, Those are one of the guys that when I was living with Vanity, the guy she was dating, um, 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 oh my God, I can't remember his last name now. Anyways, but this guy, Steven, is the guy that engineered that camera. He's the guy that he, I don't use the word create, you guys know that. He's the one who developed that. He's responsible for that. That's his doing, so to speak. Um, and so I want you to be noticing wind and smoke and pyro and lighting and staging and how they move people in and out. There's cues for people to move because another group is coming in and they got to get their position, and somebody else is moving out and other crews are coming on. Stage pieces are being carried off while others are being replaced. It seems seamless. And then, if you'd like, you can go and watch the finished product, as it appeared when we saw it on television. But this is of value, as I'll call this my closing argument, really. My closing to my closer, because my review of the halftime show was my closing remark. So this is my closer to my closer. And I also think the value of it is good for you as it relates to you, especially layman. You're not somebody who's not really like, this is just so not your area, but this is a good education for you to understand staging and entertainment and production. You know, so I'm going to link this, and to contrast it, also, I'm also going to link one. It's not like this one, but it is an in the stadium personal video of someone who recorded the Lady Gaga piece. Like, the bitch came out of the sky, please. And onto this tower structure, and there's pyro going off all around her. She's in a puff of smoke. And I mean, I just want you to watch these two links that I'm linking, and then think about or go and watch the Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre thing, so that you can understand why I was so uh, harsh and so strong in my critique of that event. I think after you see these two links, you'll go, wow, no matter what you think about the Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre thing, even if you loved it, that's fine. This is not an either or. This is both and. You can still love that if you did, but you can also see these two links and go, wow, there really is so much more they could have done. Man, wow. And just a second, let me look, y'all, because I think I also have, where's my other phone? I also think that I have a behind the scenes of the Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre failure. Let me just check really quick. Let's see here now, because if so, I'm going to link that as well. Let's see. Let me go to my saved pieces. And I don't have the one I thought I had. Whatever. Just know that I'm linking also one or two, possibly three, of the Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre thing as well. Again, I always tell you, when the Jedi speaks, you learn. And so even something like this, it's important to to illuminate and to solidify the things that I did say to you in my critique of the Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre thing. I told you this was not a show. It was not a show. It was an event, but it was not a show. It just wasn't. It just didn't have it. It just didn't have it. And I think that you will concur with me, at least to some degree, at the very least, once you have an opportunity to see this the links that I'm linking for you. All right. Do watch those, everybody, because I always tell you it's important for you, for us, we, to always interest and educate ourselves on things that aren't even our area. You understand? Just so that you, just so that you have the knowledge of that. Just so that you have the knowledge of it. Just so you have the knowledge of it. You can speak on it. You know, I always tell you there's not many rooms that I have been in or will ever be in where somebody's talking about anything, whatever it is. The Jedi's probably got something in his cap that he can contribute to that conversation, you know, just on my general knowledge. It doesn't have to be anything that it's my favorite. I don't have to love it. It doesn't mean anything to me, but I know something about it, you know. And so this is also to that end as well, for you to always educate yourself and allow yourself knowledge on things that are not relevant to your life or aren't in your purview. This is not in your atmosphere. You don't really need this. You're good, but you can always have something stored. You know, how many times have I been told in my life, wow, you just know something about everything, you know? And lastly on it, I'll say this, because I think it's in the same wheelhouse, you know. One of the last times that I was in New York, I told you guys that particular time my sister was moving. And so I'm getting low battery. Damn it. All right. All right. Production. Anyways, so we're a disaster. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Anyways, so I think I was at my sister's house for, I don't know how long I was in New York that time. Maybe I was there for a week or two or something like that. I think I was there for 2 weeks. Anyways, so you know, my sister is still going to work, you know, and so I took it upon myself to start, you know, getting our house together, you know, and so my niece, there's the prince, and then under him is my niece Jahan, and then under her is Cairo. But Cairo was just a stinker then. I mean, I don't. She wasn't even a year old yet, and so I'm babysitting the kids, but I'm also but Jahan, who was 4 or 5 then, she sees me fixing dinner, and I'm doing lunch, and I'm doing breakfast. She sees me doing laundry. She sees me cleaning. She sees me hanging fixtures and putting the house together. And at one point, I'm in my sister's bedroom, and I was hanging her drapes and her shears for her. And Jahan was sitting on the bed with Cairo. And I'm up on a chair hanging these drapes. And just out of nowhere, she goes, "Uncle, you know how to do everything." It was so precious. And I stepped down off that chair. I went over to her. I held her precious little face in both my hands. I said, "And someday, when you meet a man, when you're a woman, someday you'll meet a man. And if he can't do all the things your uncle can do, he's not the man for you." Now, I said that to her young little mind, storing that on her hard drive that inshallah, one day my words will come back to her. Maybe I'll still be alive, maybe I won't. I don't know. Allahu Alim. But I stored that on her hard drive. That's her understanding, one of the many understandings she has of her uncle, that he just kind of can do everything, you know? And even my nephew, the prince, one day he called me. He was still in high school then, and he had some assignment, and he said, I'm calling you because I have this assignment, and because you seem to know something about everything, I just figured you were the perfect person to call to get this information about his project that he was working on. And so I was able to serve him in that way, you know. Fill up your mind, everybody. Encourage your children, your family, anybody that you know. Fill up your mind with knowledge. Fill it up. I always tell you about knowledge converging so that when you're faced with anything, you can converge your knowledge to whatever it is you're dealing with at that current moment. You know, recently we went long on our last live because when I was covering the Jussie Smollett thing, and him being sentenced, you know, then it came to my attention from you guys that, wait, Jussie's out, dude. So I'm like, Jussie is not out, y'all. Jussie is in jail. Like, or he was sentenced. We're here to cover the sentencing. Like, what are you talking about? But several people kept mentioning it. And I said, okay, let's just look for it. Let's just look. And sure enough, Jussie is out, bitches. So why I cite that now is because of my legal knowledge. I was able to apply that to this. And that is knowledge converging, everybody. So you got to fill your head up with things that you may not even be interested in. And this is a perfect thing, you know, so that you could see, oh, but hopefully also you can appreciate the work that's involved. I always tell you, people are just used to the outcome of work. Just the outcome. It just appeared it happened. It's there and I'm seeing it. And there it is. But nobody ever considers what went into that. How did that happen? You see? And one of my many gifts is I've always had that curiosity. When I see anything or witnessing, it could be something mechanical, a building, something entertainment. It could be, you know, when I started doing YouTube videos, you know, when I watch TV even, you know, I see something, I go, how'd they do that? How did that happen? How do they do that? You know? And then even when I started doing YouTube videos, you know, I tell you guys, I'm the small print dude. So while everybody else is watching the commercial that's running on TV, I'm pausing it to read that little tiny print that no one can read. Do you understand? But as it relates to the YouTube videos, you know, when I see graphics pop up or, you know, a message pops up on screen or there's a transition or there's something, I go, how'd they do that? How do you do that? How do you do that? You know, the first time I ever saw a video where somebody was on screen but then they were able to play a video while they're still on screen or read an article. How do they do that? How's that happening? You know, I just have that curiosity bone, you know. Indeed, my last name literally means student and knowledge seeker. That's literally what my last name means. Wallahi, that's what it means. Student, knowledge seeker. And I live up to my name, you know, I try, because I always tell you, in our culture as Muslims, and indeed as Africans, but speaking specifically of Muslims and Africans, you know, and many other cultures, quite frankly, besides America. In America, your name is just like, what do I call you? It has nothing to do with who you are. But in most other cultures, a name is not a name. It's a statement of who you are. It's who are you, not what to call you. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You know. So that's um that's who I am, you know. And so watch this, or watch the links that I've linked for you, and learn. And inshallah, you will tell me what you learned or what you thought was interesting. When we do the live, this can be one of the things that we talk about. So I leave it here. I love you all. I'll see you soon.